Hi, all. This is Dr. J streaming live from Long Island, New York, where the weather was cold. Just said cold. Not terrible, just cold. But, all in all, I'll take it. It wasn't a terrible weather day. It wasn't a terrible day on the stock market either. It was a kind of a blah day with some of my stocks, in particular Amazon, taking it on the chin due to a broken relationship with Nike. I think I don't know too much about the details of it because I was out all day. Kronos, another one that got killed. That's David asking about CRON, and I will definitely add that to my list to chart tonight. Canopy, another one that got killed. All right, David, don't mention anymore. You're getting me ill. I've been out all day. I didn't want to look or bring up the pot stocks because I might have to light up after looking at the prices, the closing prices. Today was a crazy day for me. I had Cheerios in the morning with what I have it with a banana for breakfast. Then out of the house the whole day, and what do retired people do? They go to doctors. I went to the ear doctor, spent like hours and hours and hours there, hours traveling back. I mean, it's ridiculous. I'm not going to doctors anymore. I'd rather just be deaf or something. I'm deaf anyway, so what's the difference? In any event, I come home and pot stocks, true, says David. Pot stocks go to pot for exchange and actually made new lows on the year, some of them. Really disgusting. But, if you stick with it, I'm of the conviction that you will make money in the long run on these very same names that David just put up on the comments. I'm sorry I didn't get back in time to do my usual 5 o'clock time frame. Oops, that's not it. That one, Canopy, Kronos. Yeah, I mean, these are names that I've been talking about a long time. I own a lot of Kronos, not quite as much Canopy. I own a little ACB and a little Tilray, and I got killed a lot. But that's pot for you. The one I'm probably the most bullish on is Curaleaf. That was actually up on the day, but it really got killed after taking a 50% haircut. If it's up 4%, what does that mean, or 3%? Not much. In any event, Newell, comment on AMD. Don't you just love AMD? I mean, it's steady. It's a steady performer. It's gone up from the single digits to the 20s, now in the 30s. It's just one of those stocks, a slow grower that you got to be in, I think. That's my comment on AMD, Applied Micro Devices. NVIDIA is another chip maker that I think is a must-own. It's been a must-own for the last 20 years, and it's still a must-own. Amrn, I should chart it. I mean, that's one of my biotechs that I'm actually making money on. It had a very nice pop the other day from the 16 level in 1 or 2 days to the low 20s. Lin, FCEL, and ADMP. Wow, you guys want me to be on all night? I'll try to get around to some of these. All right, so Amrn, I would love to chart because it makes me feel good, that one. Prothena is another one that I've owned a long time, and it's good to see it out of the single digits. Popped up nicely today. Yeah, no, well, I'll try to do Amrn. All right, so if I'm going to do all of this, I can't really chit chat for long. I got to get to the video charts, so to speak. So, love to chit chat more about the Knicks, the Nets, the Rangers, and so on. But that's another day. Friday, we'll chit chat a little bit more. By the way, Lynn, did you check on Willie McCovey? Was he the guy who hit that vicious line drive that Bobby Richardson caught to end the World Series against the Giants in the early 60s? I think it was him, but I didn't get a chance to look it up. Haven't had a chance to do much. All right, so the reason I asked Lynn is because McCovey Willie is Lynn's cousin. All right, so I'd love to get Willie on. Would Willie come on? How old is Willie? He must be up there in age. Okay. So anyway, let's get to share screen. And let's do it. Okay, so let's look at the index first. The index being the Dow. We could quickly take a peek at the S&P as well. Dow turned out to have a flat day, up 6 points or 0.02%. And let's just take a look at how the candle looks. Something's wrong. Candle doesn't correspond right to that number. I'm in the 1 day. Just want to take a look at something. What is wrong? What is wrong is that I've had a long day. It was up 92 points, so I have to refresh. The candle is correct, but it was up 92 points or 0.33%. So let's refresh. That looks better. I'm going to get the same picture though. So I guess I didn't have to bother refreshing. It was a big, beautiful green candle today that, yeah, I guess it was yesterday's candle, or I don't know what candle it was. It had what data it had on the board before. But Yahoo does this to me all the time. Gives me the correct chart and the incorrect closing price. So it closed at 27,783, a new high. And it keeps, as long as it keeps making new highs, we're good. I mean, after it made a new high, it made a little low 2 days later. So we have this stepwise pattern. I can't make new highs every day. Maybe tomorrow we go down a little bit again, only to make new highs along the way. Also, I think it's going to come out of this very, very steep channel and get a little less steep. So maybe the slant will go this way, or the way that it's pointing now. If I actually draw a line, I would think we're going to get a slightly less steep growth path at this point. So maybe something like that, and we continue up. I do think the direction is up. All right, so let's take a look. I've been saying that all along, 30,000 plus on the Dow. SPX, and I mean all along, for over a year I've been saying that. When it was at its lows at what was it, 24,000, I was saying 30,000 plus. What's wrong with the SPX? I don't know. Let's press, oh, it doesn't like that symbol. GSPC. Okay, this is, however, the S&P, and is that a correct finish? It was down 2 on the day, and this has up 2. Don't know why it's doing this to me. Yahoo don't like me. I'm reloading this. $3,094 is close enough. I don't care if that says up 2 and I get that it's down 2. Well, no, that's the futures I'm looking at. So it was okay. I'm sorry, I just wasted a little time. The S&P actually closed. Let me just look and see what the S&P actually closed. S&P closed at 30.94, up $2.20. Correct. Okay, so the closing price yesterday was 30.91. So yes, it's correct. And we have an engulfing candle, which means nothing. It's not an engulfing anyway, but even if it were, it would mean nothing at this point. We just took a breather from making new highs on the S&P. We made a new high today on the Dow, but not the S&P, which is fine. I mean, the S&P reached new highs before the Dow. The Dow is playing catch up a little bit. That's fine. I expect nothing but up. Minor little pullbacks and straight up. I don't care about the impeachment hearings. I don't care about the trade wars. I don't care about anything. The direction is up. That's how I see it. Let's take a look at CVM. CVM broke out of its little consolidation pattern in a kind of big way today. And I think it could go at this point. So let's look at this chart. Another bright spot for Dr. J has been CVM. Even despite the pullback from $10, still a bright spot. Notice a triangle pattern that it was forming. It broke out of it today. It didn't completely free itself of it, but tomorrow maybe we do. So I'd love to start the day somewhere around here, end the day testing the 100-day moving average at 775. 775 looks like the next test for CVM. If you want, you could say this high could be a little resistance at 747. 747, 775, those are numbers to write down and remember on CVM. Of course, we have a double bottom here at 651. Okay, it's not really a double bottom, but I have it as a key bottom, 651. Yeah, I mean, clearly it made a lower low here at $6 when it touched the 200. But 651 was the bottom of the green candle the next day, and 651 held on 11.5. So I like that as being strong support. 651 is strong support for CVM. I like CVM, I do. I mean, 298 events, and we will get the results of the data for phase 3 head and neck cancer trial. The CEO is very confident. The CRO published some interim results, not data, but reports saying that the trial is 96% complete, meaning that of the 298 events, meaning deaths, you need 4% more and the trial ends. 4%, and with over 900 people enrolled in the trial. So that's a pretty good number, percentage-wise, that it should end within a few months. I mean, you're talking probably 12 people have to die. Why do I have to say it that way? 12 more events have to occur. I don't like saying it that way. It's getting me depressed. In any event, the stock is not getting me depressed, even though the stock price has been depressed. I'm really talking triple talk. But I like CVM. Bottom line, I like it to test the $100, the 100-day, I like support at 651. I think I don't think we go down to 651 again without first hitting 775. So I think my swing trade that I entered at 687, I might just modify to exit at about 775. I might. Keeping the vast majority of shares that I have, the swing trade is just a small, let's say, side bet. Okay, athx is another biotech that I own a ton of, actually a lot more of that in dollars and cents and CVM. And that one has been consolidating, and it looks like it's got several more weeks in a consolidation pattern. Although like CVM, it tried to break out of this triangle pattern that it's been in. And it did peak the green candle that it formed today did peak above the trend line, but without conviction like the one that you saw in CVM. So we got across the trend line 2 days in a row. This one is a better looking candle than yesterday, but I think we're going to still trend down for a little while longer on athx. This is the weekly. So let's see, it can't go much lower than this, 12.9. But sometime around the beginning of December, it's got to make up its mind. And I'm betting that it goes north, despite the massive shorting, despite the ATM that the company has. They can sell at the market at any time. Despite all that, I think it will go up. So I'm a very big optimist. I don't care about the geopolitical factors affecting the Dow. I don't care about the ATM and the shorts, the short attack on athx. The direction will be up, and it'll be up strong by the middle of next year. I could see this being a triple. So look, I'm looking for $3 before data. That's a nice move, but that's way out there. That's not tomorrow. What else did I want to look at? Amrn, right? What I do with Amrn? All right, so let's just put in Amrn right in here. Amrn had a really nice pop. Another one that I was underwater with, I think I was averaging in at about 18, something like that. And it was sitting at this low level of about, I'll tell you what it was. The low of 1388, which I felt was way too low. And this is the weekly, of course. And look at the trend line on the weekly. It just says it all. It's a beautiful trend line. With a tremendous candle this week. Tremendous candle. I'm not drawing it perfect. I didn't really draw a trend line, but you get the idea. I should have pushed it in a little bit. That's a little better. Okay, so we have a very sharp ascent over the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks, culminating with a high of the week so far at 2205. This is only 3 days into the week. At this rate, we could easily take out the all-time, I don't know if it's an all-time high, but the 3-year high of 2391, and that could happen by the end of the week, the way this thing is on fire. But first, if I wanted to buy in for whatever, a long-term hold or a swing trade, I would probably look for a pullback to the middle of this big green candle, and then go in. I never like to go in at the top So I would do something like this. I don't remember the news that caused this, something with FDA approval of something or other. Of course, their main product was CPA. You've been seeing it advertised for a long time on television. 1968. I think it's possible that it could give back almost 2 points here. Had a tremendous run. And if it does, it's probably a great time to enter right about that. Okay, Lynn had, what was Lynn's request again? Let's go back to StreamYard. Lynn, Jim says amrn tomorrow at AdCom. I don't know, but my feeling is if you want to go in long, look for the pullback. Anything is possible, though. It could run to new highs tomorrow very easily. Any thoughts on Voyager? I'm holding on Voyager. You want me to chart FuelCell? How about Watt? That's another one I like. WATT. I like it for a turnaround play. WATT. But I will chart FuelCell. Willie passed away. Oh, I'm sorry. I knew Willie Mays did. I didn't know about Willie McCovey. All right. Let's take a look at FuelCell. I don't think he was that old, was he? FuelCell. Not. I mean, he probably. Let me think. I was about 16 when he hit that line drive in the 60s. Maybe he was 24 then. So maybe that makes him around 80. It would have made him around 80 if he'd been alive. All right, so anyway, his 80s, I don't know. Anyway, what are we looking at? We're looking at FuelCell. Thank you. FuelCell. FCEL. That is FuelCell, right? Yeah, FuelCell. Not one that I looked at lately, but it should be fun to take a look at it together. Okay, FuelCell. 81 pennies. That seems on the low end. What was its range for the year? 11.28 to 13 cents. Wow. 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 That's all I could say is wow. What happened to this company? All right, reverse splits and that kind of thing. And now it's up to 84 cents. It's a nice move from 13 pennies. If you forget about the demise, I don't know, should I look at the weekly? No. Let's look at the daily. The weekly shows icky looking charts. So we'll look at the daily, maybe it'll be better looking. The daily is not much better looking than the 3 week. Oh, I'm still in the weekly. Let's get that daily. Okay, so the daily. Wow, we've had some huge volume over the last today and last week. what was it? Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, Friday, Wednesday to Wednesday. But what is it like to go? The big moves occur on Wednesdays here. I like this rounded bottom between the Wednesdays. It's very interesting. Wow. So we have a cross of the 50 with the 100 bullish. We have a little move above the 50 bullish. The action lately is very bullish, culminating in a nice big green candle today. From 59 cents to a high of 90, close at 80. I don't know what it's all about, but I like it. I like this little breakout. I'd be buying somewhere around the middle. Let me just draw that line in. If you want to add or take a stab on this one off the chart, looks quite live. And I don't know what the news was that caused this spike, but it does look live. I don't even know what they're selling these days. You know, is it battery or battery power? Is it hydrogen power? I don't even know what it is. I don't follow the company. But, you know, you come in at about, what is this, midway, let's say, between 90 and 60, 75 cents. 75 cents would be a good entry point here. And then the high of the day on last Wednesday, 63 cents. If you want to play it with a tight stop, that could be your stop. And your goal here, if you want to take a stab, is to shoot for the moon, shoot for the buck and a half or something like that, or $1.80 even. Yeah, that would have to be. You know, if you want to play this thing without the fundamentals, you look to get in at 75 cents with a tight stop, not to lose too much, and just go for the moon on a lawn of doom. So you want to tell us the story of the fundamentals, Lynn, or not really? It's up to you. Why did it pop today? You're in at 73 cents. That's good. That's a good number. It might go for a ride. We hope. ExxonMobil partnership. Okay. Is that the rumored or actual? Because you said the pop had no news, so it must be a rumor. All right, so let's see. Anybody else had one that I didn't get around to? Voyager and Prothena. They're both similar. Let me quickly do that. Voyager and Prothena. Did I do Amazon yet? I didn't do Amazon. Let's do Amazon. And if I did do Amazon, it shows you what a day I had. No, I didn't do this. Disaster du jour. Down 1.5%, 1753 on the Nike news. And as I said in my intro, I think it's going to hurt Nike more than Amazon. And Amazon will, I did look at this. Okay, so we looked at this. My mind is really messed up. Long day for Dr. J. All right, so that's good. And let's do Prothena and I think we looked at it. At least I looked at it. Prothena and what was the other one? Voyager. Yeah. Let's try to do them. So Yahoo Finance. Prothena above $10 makes me happy. Prothena, and also let's chart Voyager. Voyager basically had a 50% haircut, and I think I sold and got back in too early on Voyager. Prothena. I'll let you know whether I think it's worth buying or holding or selling. I haven't looked at it enough myself for a stock that I own, so I don't mind it at all. Looking at it. What happened? Yahoo Finance is giving me ads. I don't blame them, I guess. But I don't want an ad. Let's try it this way. prta. Prothena has a Parkinson's drug, as does Voyager. And Prothena has been struggling, and what a comeback move today above the 200-day, close above the 200. I don't know what the news was today, but this, you don't need to know because this candle says it all. As I've been saying on all of these big candle movers, look for a pullback to the midpoint if you want to play it long. And that's how I would be playing this. So you could probably get in. Let's see what the range was, 1030 on the high, 930 on the low. You're looking at 980. So anything below $10 is probably worth taking a stab and look for a run up because it's got a long way to go on any kind of run up. You got to go back a ways to look at the rest of the chart. There is a chart above $10, yes. Yes, there is. So we're looking at yearly highs of 1477 and like a double top right there, 1473. So 1470s will be the utmost in resistance. You've got resistance along the way, of course. You've got it here at this high at 1254. And you've got it bypassed this high already, took this out. Did it? This high is 1070. Did it take out 1070 today? 1030. It's weird. It doesn't look right. Draw. Horizontal. Maybe I'm more tired than I think. This looks lower than today's candle. But it's higher. Optical illusion or Dr. J is tired, one or the other. Okay, so it's got its first level of resistance is 1075. So on a pullback to 980, 970, something like that, you're looking for a full point to the upside, and your support would be right here at around 960. So I'm telling you to get in about 980 for a swing trade that'll take you to about, let's say these highs, 9.25, 980 to 9.25, and on the upside 1075, something like that. You're looking for $1, willing to risk half a dollar, something along those lines. Looks like an interesting trade. I think it's very likely it could happen that way, that it gets propelled back at this 1075 mark. But I think it gets there. So that's Prothena, and then there's Voyager. Let's wind up the show with Voyager. I went a lot longer than I thought, considering the day I had. Okay, it took me over an hour in traffic to drive home. I mean, it was ridiculous. You spend the whole day virtually at going to a doctor. All right. By the way, Friday night show will be 1 hour late, starting at 8:30, due to commitments that I have earlier. So if Dr. J, Spike, and friends, look for us at 8:30 p.m. on Friday. The cross of the 100 with the 200, I don't like that. Let's hopefully it doesn't complete the cross. They're touching now. We crossed the 50 crossed the 200 back on 10/9, and really has not declined that much since then. So it's questionable whether this low will hold, but it looks like a nice low. What was that low at? 1352. We're on a downswing. I think that low will be tested. What I'd like to see is that low hold, put in like a little bit of a double bottom at 1350. So I actually think over the short term, there's some more weakness in Voyager. Long term, I like the fundamentals. Like any biotech, they're very risky. And this one is no exception to the rule, having gone as high in a wave of euphoria to a high of 2867, or even higher than that, I think. The high was 2879. So Dr. J was flying high along with Voyager, which I had bought at like $9. Now that $9, I went out, I went in. That $9 is a higher I don't know. I can't say it's a higher average, but it's not looking as great as coming in at 9 when it was 28 as it is when it's 14. And I think it's going to retest the lows right here at 1352. I think it holds that low and moves up. Let the market tell us. So I wouldn't be adding at this point. If you own it like me, I'd be holding. All right. Prothena might be an interesting play, though. So, okay. So anybody I missed? I answered Sean. Jefferson, how you doing? CVM is looking good. It's halted Thursday during the AdCom meeting. Okay. You got to worry a little bit, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll find out, Jim. Tomorrow is just less than 24 hours away. My crystal ball is no better than your crystal ball. All right, so I'm going to say goodnight from Long Island, New York. See you Friday night at 8:30 for Dr. J, Spike, and friends coming right at you Friday night. Night all.